wondering why the heck does she have that thing on her? Well, today is September 18th, it's Tuesday. It is 4 o'clock. Actually, sorry, it's 5 o'clock. Today is probably, I think it's the first, it might be the second, but today is the first time in forever that I have I had EMTs called on me or for me. So I may have vlogged about this. I may not have, to not scare you guys, but ever since I started working out more intensely, so like the last month and a half or so, I have had these little episodes where I all of a sudden get very nauseous and dizzy all at the same time. It like covers me like a blanket, like it just like comes over me, and like I just like have to stop like moving or doing whatever I'm doing. And it's happened typically when I'm working out, or it happened once at work towards the end of my shift. So basically when like I've been well worked. Today's shift was actually rather boring. I spent most of the time inside the theater. I think I saw the show like 3 times in a row. I was inside and I stood there and did nothing. I came back from my 30-minute break, and which is like our longest break. Typically our breaks are 15 minutes long. And I had a good meal. I had like peanut butter sandwich. I can't even remember what else I had. Oh, with some juice, watermelon juice, and some like veggie juice, green juice, basically. So like a combination of veggies and what's that? Oh, that looks weird. Anyway, I had a good meal, nutritious meal. Had a good one my first 15 as well. And I was drinking lots of water. I was actually really good about drinking water today. And I didn't really rush anything. I did do a 8-minute workout during the first show, but that was like quite some time before this little episode happened. I had finished my 30, got an assignment to go back into the theater again, up at the top of the theater, exchanged radios, sat there, and just kind of chilled. And about like 10 minutes went by, and I had to sneeze. 10 minutes went by, and all of a sudden I started feeling nauseous and dizzy. And again, typically it goes away. Mind you, I was standing still. I wasn't doing anything. The only physical activity I had done was walking up the theater, that ramp, and then over to the other side of the theater. And that's all that I did within like that hour time frame. But all of a sudden I felt like nauseous and dizzy. And my coordinator was walking around passing around batteries, because we all needed new batteries for our radios. And he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm not feeling that great." And he's like, "Do you want to step backstage?" Basically in air conditioning, better air conditioning. And so I was like, "Yeah." So I stepped backstage in our entertainment break room, or break area, just for a little bit. And everyone all our techs were so sweet. They kept walking by and they were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" So anyway, after a while, I noticed that I really wasn't getting that much better. Like, it was still kind of hard to walk. I still felt really lightheaded and kind of nauseous, like I was going to throw up. But like, I got better, and so I walked back up to the top of the theater, only to get rotated outside. And so I got to the top of the theater, and I was like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." I was okay. So I got rotated outside into the sun, but it's a air-conditioned area in the sun. And so I was just standing there, and at this point, half of the cast that were working on stage knew that I wasn't feeling well. They were watching me. And so the person I rotated out with, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm okay." It was so sweet though, because our Gates cast member knew I wasn't feeling well. She could see that I was like trying to hold myself up, and she was like, "I'm gonna do Gates and I'm gonna do Merge. I can do it. She doesn't have to do it." And like, it would come and go. Like, if I stood there for a little bit, I was okay, and then I would move, and then I would feel nauseous again, or lightheaded, or both. And so I knew that like more than 15-20 minutes had passed by and I wasn't getting any better, and this was a first for me. So I called my coordinator and back over, and I was like, hey, I need you to come out here. And I was like, I told her what was going on, and she said, I'm gonna take you back to the break room. And so she had me go back to the break room, and it was cute though, because I walked through the theater and the show had ended at this point, so it was just my fellow cast members, the theater positions, and they saw me and they heard that I wasn't feeling well, and they all like basically wanted to carry me to the break room. It was super sweet and kind. But me, I hate it when people like I don't mind people helping me and stepping in. I love the help and I appreciate it, but I feel bad for asking for it. And to the point where so they ended up calling the EMTs when I went in there, because my manager came in. And the reason why I wanted the EMTs to come, because they asked me, they're like, do you want the EMTs to come and look over you, is because I didn't know what was wrong. I had eaten well. I was drinking water. I hadn't been outside in the sun very long. And I hadn't really done that much activity that day or today. And so I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm not getting any better, because typically it would have gone away by now. So they came over, they hooked me up to a million different things. Like, they had this big machine, they checked my blood pressure, they checked everything, they took my temperature, everything. And they even like tested my blood, which made me nervous, because they were like, we're gonna prick your finger, and I was like, I don't like needles. And they were like, it's okay. And it was quick and easy. Like, I couldn't even find the hole where they pricked my finger. Anyway, they tested everything. They're like, you're fine. You seem fine. Like, we can't find anything wrong with you. And like, I was sitting there and I was like, I know. So what they suggested doing is, there's something that Disney offers their cast every year. And I never do it because they have to test your blood to do it, but because of this, and also because I just want to know how I'm doing nutrition-wise, like health-wise in general. They do a biometric screening. Basically, they check everything, your weight, literally every possible thing that they can involving health. And if you are doing very well, if you're eating well, or if your body is well, they actually give you a certain amount of money. I think they said you can earn up to $300, which is cool. They also do it here at Disney. So literally I can do it on I can schedule one on one of my days that I'm working, and I'm literally getting paid to do it. So like, this is something that I should have done it. You have to stop. I really should have done it before, but I've been afraid of needles. But now I'm like, I really want to check on my health, because like these episodes made me want to in general, but like this one particularly, because I was nauseous and dizzy for a good 45 minutes, and this is like not moving much type of a thing. So, and yes, I'm sure the heat does have something to do with it. The EMTs and our management were talking about how this is one of the hottest summers we've had in a while. Last September, it was very dry and it wasn't too hot. It was very windy because it's our hurricane season, but all we've gotten is like heat. This week has been so extremely hot, whereas typically it isn't. So they said that might have had something to do with it, but again, I've barely spent any time in the sun today. I spent maybe an hour in the sun, and that was like early this morning. Like, I've since then been able to cool down from that. So I don't know what was wrong with me, but I made the mistake of texting Jared before I left work. I got bored, and he was like, do you want me to come pick you up? You should go to the doctor. I think you should go to the doctor. And basically, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home. I'm going to schedule a biometric screening at work. I'm going to have them check everything, see how I'm doing. They'll be able to tell me, because the EMT said that maybe I wasn't getting enough iron, or it might have something to do with my equilibrium. I'm going to have them check and see what's going on, and then, because they do have like actual like nurses and people that are checking you, and then if it's something serious, like something that I need like a supplement for or an extra vitamin for that I can't provide myself, then I'll like go to the doctor, of course, to get like a prescription or something. But I just want to know, I want to make sure, because I try to eat as much as healthy as I possibly can, but I want to make sure I'm getting everything that I need. I want to make sure I'm getting enough iron, getting enough vitamins, and because I try, but like, especially when you're working out. I mean, for example, on Sunday, I ran 7 miles and then spent 6 hours at Epcot walking around. So like, this is the most exercise I've had in a very, probably my entire life. And I try to track what I'm eating. I try to make sure everything I'm eating is good for my body, but that doesn't mean I'm getting everything that I need. So if you're wondering what this is a cooling towel that they gave me. It's nice and cold. They gave me an ice pack, a cold bottle of water. I've had literally 2 bottles of water since this happened within the last 2 hours. Another thing that they told me that I looked, and this is one thing that really made me say that I need to go backstage and like sit down, is they all told me that I looked very pale. Like I felt weak and shaky. That was another thing. Like I was sitting down and I was like, I feel fine. Then I would move, and they had me like write down like my name, my address, and information. But like writing, like my hand was shaking. So I felt weak, but I wasn't hungry. Like I had eaten everything and I wasn't thirsty. I felt full, but my body felt very weak. I was hot to touch. So yeah, it was really weird. Funny thing was, everyone's first question, and literally the entire, like from me calling that I needed to sit down, to the EMTs coming, every female I talked to, excluding the EMTs, they were all like, are you sure you're not pregnant? Are you sure you're not pregnant? Are you sure you're not pregnant? Which is funny because like a couple weeks ago when my period was late and this happened, that was when this happened at work, I was like, I swore that was the sign that I was pregnant. And no, I'm not pregnant. Before you all go like, oh, she's pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant. I can promise you 100% I'm not pregnant. So I don't know, maybe that does have something to do with it. Like maybe my cycle has something to do with it or something, but I'm almost home now. My bag just went flying. If you guys have any suggestions on what it might be, again, it's like, typically before today, it would happen like during a workout or like towards the end of my shift when I've been working all day. It's not necessarily when I've been working in the heat. So let me know what you think. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to rest the rest of the day and make Jared cook dinner for me. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.